Did the insane roller coaster ride of the year 2020 scare the ever-loving crap out of you? When you look back on your 2020 year in review and all of the chaos that came with it, when challenge after challenge after challenge came at you and your family, were you scared or were you prepared? What's up, warriors? This is Kiyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. When you think back on 2020, coronavirus, pandemic, quarantine, lockdown, travel restrictions, masks and gloves, empty shelves at the supermarket, infection rate, death count, ventilators, stock market crash, unemployment, homeschooling, rioting, looting, buildings burning, civil unrest, complete and utter chaos. Were you scared or were you prepared? 2020 started off great. Booming economy, record unemployment, stock market highs, 401ks like in outer space, amazing stuff. And then, sometime in March, when the coronavirus hit and swept across the entire globe, everyone was scrambling because it was this insane, scary, like, oh my God thing that no one really knew what to do with. Imagine going to the supermarket and you got to wear masks and gloves and wipe down your cart and wipe down everything you touch, only to go inside and find out that the shelves are empty and that the stuff they have you can only grab 1 or 2 of. Scary stuff. When you got a family and kids or elderly family that you got to take care of, or handicapped family that you got to take care of. Scary stuff. Back to the question, were you scared or were you prepared? So a little bit about me. I'm an active duty police detective currently assigned to the Warrant Division. It's kind of like being a bounty hunter without the bounty. I'm a firearms instructor for civilians and law enforcement personnel. I'm an executive protection specialist, which is really just a fancy name for security or bodyguard for celebrities and wealthy people and their families. I'm an active shooter response instructor, which it's crazy and sad that we even have to have somebody that does that. But I'm glad I went to get the education and the knowledge and the certification to go and teach other people that, God forbid, they should find themselves in that crazy and scary situation, that they'll have some sort of plan. My longest running career is that I'm a lifelong martial artist and career instructor and school owner. I started training in the martial arts in 1982. I earned my first black belt in 1993. I've been a full-time instructor since 1994 and a full-time school owner since 1998. I'm not telling you those things to impress you. I'm telling you those things to impress upon you this fact. So, I'm an active duty police detective, an active shooter response instructor, a firearms instructor, a bodyguard, and a career sensei. And I was scared. A little bit more about me. I'm a dad, and a husband, and a son, and a brother. And I got family that I was super duper worried about. Man, I got to go to the police job. Am I going to come home and am I going to get sick and then bring it home and get them sick? I got a little baby at home. Am I going to get the baby sick? So yeah, I was scared. We need diapers and formula and baby stuff. And Amazon was even sold out of stuff. Amazon. How could Amazon be sold out of anything? But they were. Want to know a little bit more about me? I'm what some might call a prepper. Before I go down that rabbit hole, I don't have a bunker in my backyard or any of that stuff. Right around the time that Superstorm Sandy hit New York, I'm in New York, my wife was 9+ months pregnant with our first kid. The night before the storm hit, she said, aren't you going to go get gas? And I said, man, they always say this stuff's going to happen and nothing happens. Up until that point, I thought, man, I'm good. We got some camping supplies. I got some stuff to make heat. I got some stuff to like catch food or cook food. Got some cans. We're Italian. We got plenty of pasta in the house. We'll be fine. Well, the next day, the storm of the century went and hit. And I was on E, not ecstasy. My truck, the tank of gas, was on E. I had a little bit of gas left. And I needed that little bit of gas so that when my wife said, oh my God, the baby's coming, we can get in the car and go. So, until I was able to get gas, I was riding my bicycle, taking my motorcycle, walking with a backpack, in the cold, in the snow, in the rain. Not very prepared. Very scared, especially because I wasn't very prepared. If you ask my wife, she'll say that something in that storm went and knocked some sense into me. Because all of a sudden, I said, man, I'm a martial artist first. I'm a fighter first. I always tell my students, I never got a whooping I didn't learn from. Well, Superstorm Sandy was a whooping, and man, did I learn a lesson. Make sure we stock up on some food and water. You don't need a bunker in the backyard, man, but you need the necessities. Food, water, clothes. What if the heat goes out? Do you have some other means of generating heat to keep your family warm? Fed, hydrated. 5 Elements Tactical Training started a few years back as firearms instruction and defensive tactics. The firearms side was all about safety first, fundamentals, marksmanship, and basic tactics for civilians and law enforcement. Defensive tactics is the police word for martial arts and self-defense, which is really just self-defense for the street. The stuff that you learn in the academy and the stuff you're supposed to continue learning well after the academy to stay sharp, to stay safe, to keep yourself aware at all times and ready to defend yourself and your life and the lives of others all the time. How do you whoop 2 dudes, twice your size and half your age, set on trying to kill you? It ain't gonna be with the fancy karate, jiu-jitsu, and whatever stuff. It's gonna be the gritty stuff. If you're fighting fair, you're fighting wrong. Words to live by. The people who initially came to 5 Elements Tactical Training for instruction weren't looking for karate or jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or like fancy martial arts. They were coming primarily for basic self-defense. Like if somebody broke into my house and tried to hurt me or my family, what do I do? If I'm out with my family and I get accosted by thugs or some bad guy's trying to like hurt me or my family, what do I do? They were coming for firearms instruction. A lot of them had zero knowledge whatsoever. They came and just said, look, I bought this gun. Could you help me with it? Could you show me how to use it? They weren't out to be Rambo or John Wick or John Wayne or whoever you could relate to. They wanted to know, how do I keep this thing safe in my house? And how do I use it, again, to defend my family, to defend my home, to defend myself? The most common thread among all the students that came to 5 Elements Tactical Training, especially in the beginning, long before the coronavirus and quarantine, pandemic, all that stuff, they were preparing for something. A lot of them, they just seemed scared. They didn't even know what they were scared of, but there was some part of them that was like, oh man, I just feel like I need to be ready for, God forbid something happens, and I need to protect my family. As a dad, as a husband, I could definitely relate to that. I'm an investigator, I would say, what are you scared of? What do you think is gonna happen? And the common answer, I don't know. I watch the news and everything looks scary. Or I keep hearing all this stuff or in the newspaper or on social media, and it's just, the world is changing and it doesn't seem like for the better. Times are changing, people are changing, the world is changing, everything seems so scary. I'm a cop, I see it, I get it, I can't argue with that, I think they're right. I still would say, what are you preparing for? And again, the answer was, I don't know. A lot of them seem to be, maybe like myself, maybe after Superstorm Sandy, they were stocking up on some food and some water and some medical supplies and some first aid stuff. But they all came to me because they felt like the hole in their game, the hole in their plan, the weakest link in their chain was their ability to defend themselves and their families. Whether it came to empty-handed, hand-to-hand combat or using a knife or a frying pan or a rolling pin or grandma in that slipper or the wooden spoon or a firearm. The whole purpose of 5 Elements Tactical Training is to teach people how to think and act tactically so they can keep themselves and their family and their homes safe. The real mission is to make the world a safer place, one person at a time. If you just learn some basic stuff, you don't need to be a black belt. You don't need to be a SWAT police officer, SWAT operator, Special Forces, Navy SEAL. Those are really cool jobs though. If you could do it, go for it. Definitely go for it. And then come teach me how you do it. I'm very, very interested. What you do need to learn, or you should learn, is basic self-defense. How do you defend you? When you're your last line of defense, or your family's last line of defense, what do you do? How do you use the tools and resources at your disposal to defend yourself and your family? How do you make your house safer? How do you make your vehicle safer? How do you make you safer? How do you make your kids and your family safer? It's not hard, but it takes some work. Anyone can do it. Everyone should do it. In my dojo, I'm a career martial arts instructor, and it comes down to 3 areas. Striking skills, punching, kicking, elbows, knee strikes, headbutts. I really like headbutts. I really like headbutts. Grappling skills. When the person's too close to punch or kick and you're kind of like holding on to each other, what do? What if they throw you on the ground and they're still standing up? What if they throw you on the ground and then they're on top of you? What if they throw you on the ground and you manage to get on top of them? What do? What happens if you're on the ground and you're rolling around with them and their buddy shows up to help them? What do? Weapons training. And I don't mean firearms training. I mean like, how do you take a stick or a club or roll up a newspaper or a magazine and use that to help defend yourself? Any bladed object. When you're home, where do you spend most of your time? Probably the kitchen. Tons of weapons in there. Man, if somebody broke into your house and came in while you were eating dinner with your family, you probably have a knife at the table with you. How do you use that to defend yourself and your family? There's an art to it. You don't got to be a black belt in it, but you should learn the basics. Firearms training. Guns aren't for everybody. If you and your family are considering owning a firearm, that's a really important discussion that you should have. Is it legal to have it? Is it safe to have it? Are there people in your house that should be nowhere near a firearm? If you have a gun in your house, do you have it safe? Do you know where it is? Do you know where the ammunition is? Like if you purchased a firearm for self-defense during the last scary thing that happened, and it's been in the attic, or it's in one spot and the ammunition's another, and you haven't shot it, you don't even know if it's clean, or if it would work, if it would go bang instead of click. These are things that, if your plan is to have that device in your house for self-defense purposes, don't you think you should learn how to use it and then practice it regularly? If you got it to save your life, that's something you should probably practice. Emergency preparedness. Having food, water, medicine, first aid supplies that you know how to use on hand and enough to last you a while. How long is a while? I don't know. It depends on where you live. It depends on how crazy the next crazy thing that happens is. A week? A month? The longer the better. If you ask FEMA, they'll say 3 days. I think that's very short. I think you should have a 3-day supply of stuff for you in a backpack that you could grab and take with you and run if you absolutely, positively needed to. What a great feeling. Imagine that when the shelves were empty, you said, that's okay, I have plenty of stuff here. Or while everybody was scrambling to grab toilet paper, I still don't understand the whole toilet paper thing. You were scrambling to grab the things that you were already sure that you were short on, like maybe some medicine. Hey, what are the symptoms of this coronavirus thing? Do we have medicine to combat that? While everybody else is scrambling for toilet paper, let me go see if they got any of that cold medicine or flu medicine or things to help flu-like symptoms. During the pandemic of 2020, I had students and family and friends all coming to me for advice and guidance, like I have all the answers. I'm no Navy SEAL or Special Forces guy or SWAT operator. I'm not even a damn Boy Scout. I made it to Boy Scouts, but I didn't finish it. I didn't see it through. And man, I really wish I did. But I spent my entire life chasing a lot of those same goals and acquiring a lot of those same skills. Where maybe to like a beginner or some new guy or to my friends and family, I seem like I'm the go-to guy. Meanwhile, I'm the one watching YouTube for videos from the guys who are like way better at all this stuff than I am, so I can learn new tips and tricks and hacks and skills and drills and stuff that I could take and use and put into practice to help myself get better. But to people who've never thought like that, or never trained like that, or never even tried to learn stuff like that, man, I seem like a damn genius when I'm really not. The biggest difference between the fear that I had and the fear that they had was their fear was leading them to panic. And one of the things that you have to learn in life, in martial arts, in police work, in fighting, in self-defense is you cannot let panic overcome you. Fear is good. Fear attunes your senses. All of a sudden you're a little bit nervous, you're a little bit afraid, you're walking through a dark parking lot and you got bags of Christmas presents or whatever with you and you feel like, oh man, you're kind of vulnerable. So all of a sudden you start to like really pay attention to what's going on around you. You're looking better. You're listening better. You're paying more attention, like man, you're onto everything. You're like, nothing's getting past you. Nothing's going to sneak up on you. You're really aware of your surroundings. When panic grabs you, and all of a sudden it's like you have the blinders on and all you could see is the problem and you can't see the solution. A warrior, a fighter, when they get scared, they get calm. They get focused. They start to pay attention to everything that's going on around them. They try to take a step back and see everything. Go back to my training. I know what to do. I prepared for this. I practiced for this. I've been studying this. I've been waiting for this. Do you understand the difference in that mindset? We call that the warrior mindset. It's not just about learning how to fight or learning how to shoot or having enough food, water, and stuff in your pantry or your basement or whatever. It's about knowing how to use those tools and when to use those tools and when you're justified to use those tools. 5 Elements Tactical Training is way more than just the self-defense aspect and the firearms aspect and the emergency preparedness aspect and the overall survival aspect. It's about the mindset. It's about learning what to do, getting yourself almost emotionally and mentally prepared. Think of the scary thing and what you would do in that situation. The more you train, the more you learn, the more you practice, the more confident you get. And the more confident you get, the less scared you get. So the next time something crazy happens and you feel yourself being scared, that's normal, but you prepared for it. So it's not the scared that everybody else feels when they're panicking and going crazy and losing their minds and losing their wits and coming to pieces. You're ready for it. Still scared, but focused on your goal. Focused on the objective of what you need to do to protect yourself, your family, your loved ones. How do you come out of that unscathed? That's the warrior mindset. I've spent an entire lifetime devoted to self-defense, self-protection, self-preservation. I've acquired a handful of skills that have value to people, like normal people. I've acquired a skill set to keep myself safe, my family safe, and I've made a career out of teaching it and passing it on to others. And this, oh my God, I can get outside of these 4 walls and bring it to the whole world. So if there's something you want to know, ask. Put it in the comments section below. I'll answer it. If there's something you want to see a video on, if I could do it, I'm all for it. If I can't do it, I'll let you know, and hopefully I'll be able to help you find out where to go find it. I'll tell you where I would go look for it. I don't have all the answers. I'm a student first and foremost. I'm a student with my martial arts. I'm a student with firearms training and instruction. I'm a student with emergency preparedness and prepping and all that stuff. So who can benefit from these videos? In the police world, a recruit is the person that walks into the police academy and knows nothing. So somebody that's just starting out, whether it's self-defense or firearms training or survival skills or prepping or whatever, man, I definitely have something to offer you. A rookie is the guy or girl who finished the police academy. They got tons of training, a bunch of certifications. They go out on the street with 0 experience. So if you're the person that you've got some skills or drills already, or you got some knowledge already, but you're still kind of green and you could still use some help and some tips and some advice, I think I could help you. In police world, we call it an FTO. An FTO is a field training officer. That's the guy or girl who's been on the job long enough that they are the coach who teaches like the next generation, the new recruits coming on, those rookies coming out of the academy. An FTO, or a field training officer, is basically a coach. So if you're already a teacher or an instructor or a coach and you happen to be watching this, I know that I watch other instructors instruct all the time, and I get some tips on maybe how to clean up my own technique or my own skills. I definitely get some great ideas on how to say something or how to teach something or how to make it make sense for a student in a way that maybe I didn't know before. Feel free to steal what I'm saying. I didn't make it up. I'm not that clever. Take what I'm doing, put your own spin on it, and do it better. Make it better. I'll be watching your videos, and I'll be commenting, oh man, thanks for the help. I appreciate that. The mission is to get the knowledge out there, get the safety out there, get the survival out there, get the warrior mindset out there. The world needs more of it. Really, really bad. If you've made it this far and you're watching and listening to what I'm teaching and preaching and you like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you love it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That'll really help me out. If you've got to have it, go ahead and hit that bell notification and YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging this and you want more, you can find us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at 5 Elements Tactical. Well, that's all for now, warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kiyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching.